You're not going to believe this, but the SEC brought their first NFT enforcement action against a podcast studio. We're going to talk about this today. Welcome back to the Blockhash Podcast channel. Make sure to check out our sponsor, BENFT. They're revolutionizing education through DeFi and artificial intelligence. All links in the description below. Also, check out our Patreon if you want to get access to chart analysis Monday through Friday. All right, so the Securities and Exchange Commission charged the Los Angeles-based podcasting studio on Monday over conducting an unregistered offering of crypto asset securities, marking the agency's first enforcement action involving an NFT project. Impact Theory raised $30 million from hundreds of investors, the SEC said. The company is co-founded by Tom Bilyeu, host of a YouTube show and podcast also called Impact Theory. His YouTube channel has more than 3.7 million subscribers, and previous guests have included actor Matthew McConaughey. The company encouraged potential investors to view the purchase of a founder's key as an investment into the business, stating that investors would profit from their purchases if Impact Theory was successful in its efforts, the SEC said. The order finds that the NFTs offered and sold to investors were investment contracts and therefore securities. At least one Impact Theory Founders Key NFT collection listed on OpenSea has generated $5.4 million in trading volume. The collection was created in late 2021, according to OpenSea. The SEC said that while Impact Theory has not admitted or denied the agency's findings, it agreed to a cease and desist order to pay $6.1 million in penalties and interest. Impact Theory will destroy Founders Key's NFTs in its possession or control, in addition to posting a notice on its website and across its social media channels, the SEC added. Republican Commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark Uyeda criticized the agency's move and said it raised larger questions with which the commission could grapple before bringing additional NFT cases. They also said they disagreed with how the Howey test was applied, and the SEC uses the Howey test, a 1946 U.S. Supreme Court case, to help determine whether transactions are investment contracts and subject to securities laws. The handful, quote unquote, the handful of companies and purchaser statements cited by the order are not the kinds of promises that form an investment contract, Pierce and Ueda said in the statement. We do not routinely bring enforcement actions against people that sell watches, paintings, or collectibles along with vague promises to build the brand and thus increase the resale value of those tangible items. So this is getting into some very murky water where the SEC is not just going after crypto projects, but anything that touches crypto, even podcasts like Blockhash, like ours. It's crazy. Where does it end? I can understand the point maybe in this particular case where the NFTs are giving ownership in some kind of way, but still, where's the tolerance for innovation? The SEC acts like everything is being done with malignant intent to hurt people. I don't think that Impact Theory is trying to hurt people. I don't think they're trying to do anything wrong. I think they're innovating in a lot of ways. But according to the SEC, that's not what they're doing. So where do you draw the line? Does the SEC have jurisdiction to go after YouTube channels and podcasts simply because they offer an NFT or crypto? This is getting very weird. And yes, there is no fine line defined as of yet to where the SEC can and cannot go. But the SEC doesn't control everything in relation to crypto. All right? At some point, that line in the sand needs to be drawn in Congress. Legislation needs to get passed because this is only going to hurt influencers and creators, builders in the U.S. in this industry. Here's a perfect example of it. Yeah, they made a lot of money selling NFTs. They gave things in return to people, but still, I think the Securities Act of 1933 needs to be amended. Someone needs to take this to the Supreme Court and fix it because it's almost 100 years old. Think about that. The world has changed dramatically in the last 20, 30 years alone, but this law is almost 100 years old. So how can we say it reasonably applies to this industry at all, or even parts of this industry? We live in a new digital age. Everything's changing, and it feels stupid. Like the SEC's job is to regulate the stock market and securities within the stock market primarily. So right now the SEC is venturing into any market, anything considers a security. I think that's where the conversation has to be had. Again, where do we draw the line? Comment your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about impact theory and whether or not they are selling securities, a version of a security or not a security at all. If the SEC is overreaching once again, or if they're in the right. Comment your thoughts down below, like the video, share with someone, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Again, thanks for bearing with me with the studio. We're going to have something up within the next week after the move that I am making the next couple days. So yeah, bear with me. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Cheers.